This book examines the failure of the Palestinians to establish an independent state before 1948, the year of Israel's founding and of the dissolution of Arab Palestine, and the impact of that failure in the years thereafter. Such a topic provokes a sequence of questions that relate to the present as much as to the past. What purpose is served by such a study when, nearly 6 decades after 1948, an independent Palestinian state, in any real sense of the word independent, still does not exist, and when its establishment continues to face formidable obstacles? The obstacles to independent Palestinian statehood only appeared to grow as violence escalated in the Gaza Strip and Lebanon during the summer of 2006. As these lines are written in late July, Lebanon is the scene of hundreds of civilian deaths, enormous destruction, and fierce ground combat, almost forgotten as a result of the carnage visited on Lebanon by Israel and of Hezbollah's repeated rocket barrages against northern Israeli cities and towns, has been the suffering in Gaza caused by months of Israeli siege and bombardment. It is also forgotten that all of this started with Palestinian efforts to create a democratic structure of governance while still under Israeli occupation. Specifically, this latest escalation began with response by Israel and the United States to the elections for the Legislative Council of the Palestinian Authority, PA, in January 2006, which brought to power a Hamas-led government. Their campaign quickly moved from a crippling financial siege of the PA, with the aim of bringing down that government, to an escalation of Israeli assassinations of Palestinian militants, and to artillery and air attacks in Gaza that killed and wounded scores of civilians. Hamas had for 18 months observed a ceasefire in the face of these and earlier provocations. Other factions were not so restrained, firing rockets into Israel. However, after a major spike in Palestinian civilian deaths and the particularly provocative Israeli assassination of militant leader Jamal Abu Samhadana, whom the PA government had just named to a security post, Hamas finally took the bait and responded with the capture of one Israeli soldier and the killings of others. The predictably ferocious Israeli response, even more killings of civilians, more assassinations, and ground incursions in Gaza, finally provoked Hezbollah, or perhaps gave Hezbollah and its allies Iran and Syria the preemptive opportunity they had been searching for. The rest of this tragic scenario then unfolded with the grim, bloody, unthinking precision we have seen so many times before in the conflict between Israel and the Arabs.